owed you guys an explanation as to why I will just drop out. Hey babes, welcome to my channel, Just Bernie. My name is Bernadette. All my friends and subscribers call me Bernie. If you are not yet a subscriber, go ahead and hit that subscribe button. Make sure you turn on the notification bell, that way you will be notified every time I upload new videos just like this. Well, my returning Bernie babes, welcome back and thank you so much for your support. For the Bernie babes in the making, you know, you come over, you kiki with us, but you're not an official member of our family. We would love to have you join the family by hitting the big red subscribe button. It is free. One big perk, you'll be able to turn that notification bell. Set it to all, that way you won't miss any activities I have on YouTube. That's it. Easy peasy, that's it. That's it. Alright, so babes, I know it has been quite a minute since I have uploaded a video, since we've seen each other. So in today's video, I am talking to you guys about where I have been, why I have been inconsistent in my uploads. I was unable to even come anywhere close to any of the goals that I had set for the channel this year. If you guys want to find out about that and also get to see some of the new makeup that I played with, well, new to me makeup that I played with, you already know what you have to do. Was that keep watching. Until next time, guys, please be safe. Bye. I just want to play with some makeup. A lot of it is new makeup that was launched this year, but obviously I have not been filming, so I have not reviewed these. In some cases I have not even tried them at all. This is not going to be a review of these items. I just want to talk about where I've been, why I've been absent. I have not sat down and put makeup on in months. My skin is already primed. My skin is good to go. I did have a little issue with the computer. So I already have my primer on. I already have SPF on. But this is your daily reminder that SPF is part of the skincare routine and you should not be skipping it. Today's SPF is this one here from Dermatology. This is the Dermatology Broad Spectrum SPF 45. I have been using this for a little while. They sent this to me. It is a great SPF. They do have two forms of this SPF. One is a more tinted one. I'm not sure if it will work on my skin, so this is the one I have been using and I really have been enjoying it. It is priced at a really good price point. One-time purchase is going to be $26, or if you choose to subscribe, you'll save 20% off. This SPF is described as an innovative, clear, non-greasy, powerful sunscreen that not only protects against damaging UV rays but also protects against aging. So this also have like skincare properties in it. I didn't know that before. It's a unique anti-aging skincare that will help to prevent further aging and damage and reduce the appearance of redness. Okay, now that's some claims. I've never seen an SPF that claim to reduce aging, but hey, I've been using it and you know, I'm up there in age, and maybe that's why that's why I like the way that I do. A little bit in the back of my hands. It's gonna be like about, I want to say maybe 15 to 30 seconds of working it in before that white cast dissipates. Once you work it in, just let it sit for a few seconds. What I like about it the most, that is not greasy. Sometimes SPFs can be greasy, and I have quite a few of them that I feel are a little on the greasy side, and this one is not. I did go ahead and prime using a primer also from Dermatology. This is the Makeup #1 primer. This is an amazing primer. This primer really truly blurs out looks of pores and fine lines. I have been using this ever since I received it. Whenever I do put makeup on, this is what I've been priming my skin with. This primer is described as a silky, ultra lightweight primer that's enriched with vitamin E. It helps to heal, protect, while creating a smooth canvas for makeup. Softens the appearance of fine lines, blurs pores, sealing the skincare that you already have on. All the claims are absolutely spot on. For a one-time purchase is $38. I promise you it is definitely worth it. And if you subscribe, you can get it for a little bit less. And at the rate that I use this, obviously one that wears makeup a lot, I'm pretty sure you would benefit from subscribing. These were sent to me to review and to introduce to you guys. So there's a link in the description bar for both of them. It is an affiliate link, which means if you choose to purchase anything from Dermatology, and use my link, I will make a commission. And if you're gonna purchase for them, I would really appreciate it if you went ahead and used my link. Now that we've gotten that out of the way, let's dive into some makeup. I'm going to be playing with this here today. This is from GRWM-Armani. This is the Power Fabric Weightless Matte Foundation. It claims to have up to 24-hour wear. We know we don't check the 24-hour wear claim. It also has broad spectrum SPF 25. This is the same price as their Luminous Silk foundation. The difference in the formula is that it's matte. For this one, you have the shade number 10, which has a warm undertone. For the Luminous Silk foundation, I have that one in shade number 11, which has an olive undertone. I wanted to see how this shade would work for me. My skin has been super dry lately. I'm gonna share this foundation out a little bit, or make it more hydrated a little bit, by putting in a little bit of my moisturizer in it. This moisturizer I'm going to be using to do this is the one from Biosoft. This is their Squalane Plus Probiotic Gel Moisturizer. I have already pumped one pump of this into my tray. As you can see, the consistency is pretty thick. My skin being dry and me wanting to try this, the best thing for me to do is to share it out a little bit. I'm using this particular moisturizer because this moisturizer is not an oil-based moisturizer. It won't make the foundation like oily. Now that we have gotten that housekeeping sorted out and addressed, we're just going to, let me first see if this foundation will work for me. It definitely looks yellow. Like on camera, it looks really yellow. Before I go ahead, let me just do a little testing here and see if the shade will work. Yeah, the shade will work. Guys, to tell you where I have been and why I have been absent from YouTube so much, I have to go back 2 years. My upload schedule over the last 2 years, I got like really inconsistent with posting. Part of it has to do with my health. It is intertwined with my health. As you guys know, my dad passed away 5 years ago, and he did leave a trust for my brother, my sister, and I. I'm not gonna call anyone's name. If you watch this video, you think I'm talking about you, a hit dog will holler. That's all I'm gonna say. I don't know if I want to assign fictitious names to anyone. I'm gonna tell you guys as much as I can say today. 2 years ago, someone attempted to extort money from my family trust through me. They did this by claiming I had stolen money from their relative. This person is aware that my dad left a trust for us. Even with that, you still claim if I need money to buy whatever, I would have taken it from your relatives, from your relative. Totally false. My first reaction to it was, okay, send me the proof. Obviously, you're saying that this came from the bank. That's the only way you would be making this claim. So just go ahead and send me the proof. Just send me the bank statement. Let me look at these charges that you're talking about, because their relative's card was in fact in the same house that I lived in. Send me the bank statements and we can go from there. Now, in the beginning, I'm thinking the card was legitimately compromised. Every single debit card I have had since 2010 has been compromised. I don't know what it is, but my bank is really good at spotting fraudulent activities. I haven't lost any money as a result of the compromise, or if I lose any money, it's not that much. The bank is always on it. Like, I can remember the first time the card got compromised, it was a transaction in China. So what they normally would do is make a small transaction, and if that go through, then they would attempt to make a larger transaction. My bank always spots it, so they'd call and it was like, hey, are you in China? I'm like, nope, not in China. So of course they cut the card off. So because you have a history of cards in the house getting compromised, when the claim was first made, that's what went to my mind. I'm an accountant, I'm a CPA, let me see this bank statement. I was confident that if the card was compromised, reconciling a bank statement is not that difficult, okay? Not for an accountant, it's not that difficult. I'm like, all right, just send it to me, just send me the evidence and I'll take a look at it. And they said no. So I'm like, hold on. You have demanded that I pay you over $7,000, but you don't want to give me any evidence. A lot of my audience is in America. I'm not currently in America. The way it works over here is a lot different than it works in America. I learned about this literally less than 12 hours before I had what would be my first and only encounter with law enforcement with regards to a criminal matter. Literally 12 hours before. They didn't come to the house to try to arrest me or anything. They had called to find out if I would be available to come talk to them about this. My initial reaction was no. I had texted my attorney. He said he was in court. And then I spoke to my brother, and then I changed my mind. My attorney and my brother said to me, if at any point you start to feel uncomfortable, just ask them if you're being detained. If they say no, then walk out. We get down there, and we go in, sit down. The demand from me was for over $7,000. The first thing I heard from law enforcement was this was about a matter of $1,900 being missing off of this person's account. It started about $11,000. The person was told by their relative, it's impossible for you basically to extort that much money because that much money was never on the account. They went with $7,000. When they went to law enforcement to file a report, they said it was $1,900. As I said, the Bahamas law enforcement is nothing like what's in America at all. You'll be charged, paraded before the cameras, and when you're exonerated, nothing comes of it. No one, the press doesn't correct it. None of that happens. Your reputation, your name, it all is gone. Especially for a CPA at my level, it was really, really scary. When we get there, law enforcement is pretty much, their mind is made up. I'm there not with my attorney, but I remember like my brother prepped the heck out of me, and he was like, they're gonna ask you the same question, 6 different ways. They can ask you the same question. If you feel uncomfortable, leave. Just ask them if you're being detained. If they say no, then leave. When I started to talk to the police, it became clear to me they had already made their minds up. That became very clear to me, that there was nothing I can say that I would be able to say, because I'm looking at what they provided, and I'm looking at the charges, and the charges have nothing to do with me. I mean, I can see where the bank statement has been altered. There's an anomaly with this bank statement. I'm trying to point out the anomalies, but she's not interested. This was a female officer, sergeant, I think. I'm not sure what her rank was. My mind is fully made up. And at that point, the demand was for the $1,900. Because when I brought up, lady, listen, this has been a moving target. And she's like, well, I'm not even going to address anything other than the $1,900 that was reported to us. After about, I don't know, maybe a half an hour back and forth, which was me simply trying to get her to, let's talk about what you have in the front of me. Let's just talk about that. She doesn't want to talk about that. So I'm like, all right. I literally said it like this. I said, back, if y'all want to add $7,000 to $11,000 to $1,900, I can give that to y'all right now. Whatever the figure is, I can give that to you right now. But one thing you're going to have to do is your investigation. Because you told me you have not done an investigation. If you do an investigation, you can pinpoint the IP address where these were online transactions, where the transactions were made. I'm like, good, perfect. You could, that doesn't sound like a lot of work at all. What I'm going to need for you to do is to pinpoint that IP address. I'm going to need for you to do that. She says, no, you have not done your investigation. You told me that yourself, that you have not done an investigation. That your investigation could reveal the IP address. And I just said to you, I will give it right now, but you have to do the investigation. Because I know your investigation will exonerate me. And she says no. More back and forth. I'm like, this is getting pointless. So I said it again. She said no again. So I said, am I being detained? And they said no. So I walked out. I remember calling my brother, and I was telling him what happened. And he said something to me that I really wish I had said to the sergeant. My brother was like, should have said, y'all started off at 11, y'all went to 7, now you're at 1,900. Y'all doing really good work. Call me when it gets at 0. But then my brother was like, they clearly didn't know which woman they was messing with. There were a lot of voice notes back and forth regarding the situation. And the voice notes appear someone close to me. This might have been a conspiracy. Because I know the person, and because they've said to me over and over, it was not a conspiracy. I can't say I've been given a satisfactory answer for their voice notes. I haven't. But I'm taking this person at their word. I guess a discussion, that's how I can describe it, which what I was hoping for. I had gone to this individual's house by myself with my checkbook, and I'm like, I just need to, just give me the paperwork. The person refused to come outside to speak to me. So I went back again with the other person that is involved in it, and an argument ensued. The most ridiculous argument. And I'm looking at both parties, and I'm like, are y'all serious right now? Y'all are fucking with my future, my reputation, my livelihood. And this what y'all doing? Y'all can't be serious right now. So just from listening to the two of them, I'm like, okay, this was a blatant attempt to extort money from me. I'm not giving y'all a dime. This was an attempt to extort money from me. I told the person, I'm going to bring you up on charges of attempted extortion. If in fact I stole money from your relative. Me saying I'm going to bring up attempted extortion charges, that's a moot point. Because you can prove you did not in fact try to extort money from me, that all you did was try to get money that I took that belonged to your relative. But when I said that I'm going to bring them up on charges, they quickly reminded me of the role of the other individual. It seemed like the purpose of it was to extort money and also to damage my character as a CPA. Their attempt at extorting money did not work. They tried to get me to sign something saying if I don't bring up charges on them for attempted extortion, they won't bring it. And I'm like, no, because y'all asking me not to do it in of itself is confirmation that I did not do this. Because if I did, and I said I'm going to bring up on charges, when it's your time to go down to the police, you would bring your evidence and they would not bring you up on charges. So I'm not going to sign anything. I said it started in 2021, but the root of the issue actually started in September of 2019. As you guys may know, 2019 September was when the monster hurricane Dorine tore through 2 islands in the Bahamas, Grand Bahama being one of them. I had made a decision these people could not come to my house. First of all, they did not need to be evacuated. They only wanted to come to my house because it was comfortable. And they also felt like they had an entitlement to my house. They was under false assumption that I was not the person that owned the home that I live in. Every September, they get traumatized or something, like that's my PTSD. Their need for revenge for what they see as me doing something wrong to them, it is refueled. Mind you, during the rest of the year, they're still out there spreading these false narratives, but the voice notes that include the persons that is in my life. Those voice notes have been used over the last 2 years on a smear campaign. I got sick and tired of people calling me. I don't know what their motives were. I don't know if they was calling because they was concerned, but whatever their reasons were, I just got sick and tired of it. A lot of people was calling to me and reaching out to me through Facebook. Sometimes I would explain what was going on, and then other times I would be like, yeah, I am aware of it, it's not true. It just became too much for me. I don't have WhatsApp. I deactivated my Facebook page. I did not know by deactivating my Facebook account, I would not be allowed to have a Instagram creators account. So I had to reinstate that. When I reinstated it, I lost my Bernie Plain Makeup Facebook page. I lost that. I had to create a new one. I didn't go back on Messenger. I'm like very guarded on who I talk to. I see someone calling me who I haven't spoken to in years. I already know what you're calling me about. The most recent call I got about this September was from a classmate on a different island telling me about this. How they had just heard this voice note at the airport. I don't think anyone is better than me, but I feel like I'm being clowned because the people that are spreading it, you guys are not on my level and you'll never be on my level. Like there's nothing that justifies in my mind why you would try to destroy someone. It may come across like, why not just let them come to your house for the storm? They are disrespectful. They have accused me of doing horrific things. Further to that, my family lives in mandatory evacuation zones. The constant phone calls, the constant incidents with them have been so crippling. I feel like I've been in a fetal position, just taking it because of the other person that's involved. If that person was not involved, then I would have brought up the charges. I was not even aware that this individual knew when my dad died, he left a trust. Imagine my shock when they make the demand and it is for it to come from that source. I don't go anywhere. If you look at my caller ID, you're gonna see 3 numbers on it. My sister, my brother, and my husband. If you was to look at redial, you're gonna see those same 3 numbers. I don't bother with these people. I wish the earth would open up and swallow them and I would not care one bit. It has caused me so much physical pain. I've recently been diagnosed as clinically depressed. My therapist wants to put me on antidepressants, but I already take so much medication, one of which it is used off-label as an antidepressant. There are days when I Like, I'm so angry over the situation, and I'm so angry I can't bring charges because of this other individual involvement in it. I get so angry. I have a rage in me that I never knew I had in me. I will break stuff up. I broke almost half of my perfume collection one night. I feel like I'm suffocating, but I can't scream. And the only way to get rid of the rage is to just start breaking stuff up. And that's what I do. And repeat for 2 years. The campaign has been so effective. I don't know how to put this, but to say it's low IQ people. If your IQ wasn't low, you would question the inconsistencies in the story. You would question the no evidence that you've been given. I have a strong personality. I can describe my personality as being polarizing at times. I am a blunt, to the point person, and as a result of that, you can piss a lot of people off. So if these people are already pissed off because they feel like, you know, your approach, whatever, it's easy for them to be recruited because they already have an issue with you. Your enemy is their friend. People who they have recruited, it's mind-boggling to me how they get to recruit them. It's like, wait, so how did this recruitment exercise happen? Because y'all don't fuck with each other either. It has really been bad. I want this to be over so bad. Like, I am sick. The physical toll. I'm still dealing with the issue of fluid around my heart. As you guys can see, I am quite heavier than the last time you saw me. I'm dealing with that. I cry so much. I get dehydrated because of the stomach. So I'm normally dehydrated anyway. But if fluid's coming out of me, it's gonna make me dehydrated. And I drink a lot of water. I did not know about water intoxication until I saw it a couple months ago. Whenever I have to deal with this and I start crying and I'm drinking a lot of water, I'm trying to manage in my head how much water I've already consumed. It is like so intense for me. Up until now, I have felt like there's nothing I could do. Literally the night before when I got a phone call from my classmate, I was told by my attorneys, here's what we can do, because this individual is aware that this is not true. And my attorney was like, okay, here's what we can do. We can now start to document each and every time the information is shared with someone else. We can start to document that, and we can use that as the basis to go after just that individual, because that individual is the one that's spreading the lie. Literally the next day I was awakened to find out that these people had petitioned the courts for a restraining order against me. I have not had any contact with them. There were names on the restraining order application. If someone said to me, if you can't pick out this person, you are going to die, I will die. Because I don't know the person. I've never met them. I've had no interactions with them. But because they are a part of this group, they went to the courts. The petition was baseless. As I said, this is not America. It was baseless. But yet they was able to get the court to summons, mandating, making me have to go to court to tell the court why it is they should not give them this restraining order against me. Crazy allegations, things that are impossible for me to have done since I have not been in contact with any of you. So we had to go to court. Guys, I'm so emotionally and mentally drained and physically drained. When I was faced with having to go to court, I'm trying to prepare myself mentally. I'm reading the petition and I'm saying, like, this doesn't make any sense to me. I already knew the outcome. I already knew the case was gonna get thrown out. But I couldn't just stay home and say I'm not gonna go. Because if you do that, the same judge who's gonna throw the case out, we would have put a warrant out for your arrest. I was supposed to be in court for 10 o'clock. Get there, and there's a whole bunch of people there. You're not inside. That was my first time going outside in months. I'm sitting down in this heat, an hour and a half since I was supposed to be there. And there's no information. I started to get really upset because my heart starts racing from the exhaustion. Normally when I feel exhausted, I can just go and lay down. I got to the point to where I'm like, I'm going to pass out. I've been here for an hour and a half or hour and 45 minutes. I'm going to pass out. So he was allowed to come and sit down in the humane conditions. I was pissed because they was able to come inside just because I was able to go inside. When I got pissed, my pain spiked. Now my heart is racing. and my pain spikes. It was like 6 people petitioned the court for a restraining order, but on the summons, because they're stupid, it only had one of their names on it. Like I said, 7 people come inside this place, and the judge is like, wait, what is going on? Why are all these people in here? Your name may be on this petition for the restraining order, but y'all, I don't know who wrote this up, but the way it was written up, your name is not on the docket. All but one person was thrown out of the court. So now we're left with Mo. She begins to say what I did to warrant the restraining order that she was seeking. I haven't had any interaction with this individual in 2 years. After hearing her, the judge is immediately like, this is not a matter for the courts. But it just so happened that this judge knows these people. I'm trying to defend myself, but because he knows these people, he's like, da, 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 and I'm like, you know what, this isn't making any sense. I literally just turned around and walked out. And I wish I had done that the minute he said this was not a matter for the court. But I had to go through that experience. I had to go through the distress, the aggravation. Over these last 2 years, I've had milestone events that I have been waiting on forever. And I've been planning forever the celebrations for them. And I was not able to do them. Like, I want nothing more than to move on with my life. And that's why I think I am trying to do so many things at once to kind of keep me distracted from the situation. They haven't gotten over what they feel like was some type of attack on them. They can do whatever they want to do to get revenge. People have a right to say if they don't want you to come to their house. And I don't want to go to no one house who don't want me there. My mom, my sister, they live in a mandatory evacuation zone. And especially like with my mom, it's like pulling teeth to get her to leave. There have been times when I've said like, how could I have ever known it would be this bad? I did not know it would be this bad. And there are times when I'm like, if I could go back, I might have changed my mind. And whenever I would talk about it to my therapist would remind me, you did not do anything to them. It's kind of hard to like do anything that I don't have to do. And unfortunately, content creation, whilst I enjoy reviewing makeup, I enjoy playing with makeup, but it is what has really fallen under the cracks over these last 2 years. I genuinely pray for them. I genuinely pray for them to move on from something that happened 5 years ago. Like, just go on with your life, move on. It happened. I'm not gonna apologize for it. I can't undo it even if I wanted to undo it. Find happiness within your own life. I have lived with hating someone before, and I had to let the hate go because it just takes up so much of my energy. I had to decide to let it go. Pray that they get to that point. Like, I genuinely pray that they get to that point. I don't just pray for it for me so that they can leave me alone, but I pray for it for them too, so that they can stop living with all of this hate they have allowed to consume them. I just wanted you guys to get an understanding. It's not that I'm not trying, not that I don't want to post. It's just that I have been going through a lot. I'm actually praying that this is over, that we're at the end of it. I'm feeling better. I'm hoping that I can edit this video first up and you guys actually get to see it. And also I can just resume my life to include being able to film content, which I really do enjoy. Time for me to bronze. You guys know I had to get these. The Pat's long awaited bronzers. I have tried these already. I'm not going to lie. I am not impressed. I'm gonna give this a full review, review her holiday collection. I'll tell you guys my thoughts on the bronzers there. I have used them. I've not been, you know, just not been all that impressed with them. I have kept up with what's been going on, all of the new releases. I actually have almost all of the Armani new blushes. I'm going to be using one today. I noticed we're ending the year with concealers. I have some of the concealers. I did get this one here from Valentino. I love this one here. Now I'm going to go into blush. I'm going to be using the GRWM-Armani Luminous Silk Blush. And the shade I'm going to be using is shade number 30. I have high hopes. At long last, I have found the orange blush I've been looking for. There's a lot of fallout from it, and I feel like the brush isn't picking it up the way I want the brush to pick it up. Okay, it is beautiful. I was wondering if I was going to need to put like a liquid orange blush on. I am happy to be able to sit down and create this content with you guys, and also finally be at a point to where I'm able to share what has been going on in my life. I know that I tend not to share or overshare my life on social media. I got my personal space, but I decided to share it because it is affecting my ability to create content. Having to deal with this for 2 years, and when I say it has been stressful, and the stress causes me to get sick and painful. I even had to go on steroids to flare up. I think it was summer. I think it was around the summer months when I got a flare up. What tends to happen is whenever I get stressed, I'll get these pain flare ups, or my Crohn's will flare up. The stress caused a flare up, like one that was scary. It was looking like I was getting really, really sick flare up. What I didn't share with y'all was the pain I felt when I got the summons to go to court. Whatever pain is most intense, that's the pain I'm feeling. For the first time ever in 10, 11 years now that I've been sick, I've never felt all of the pain one time as I did the day we received that summons to go to court for a restraining order. I felt my nerve pain, I felt my IC pain, I felt the Crohn's pain, I felt pain everywhere. It was like, wait, what is happening? How do I stop this? The thought of a restraining order, the way the restraining order is worded, it is worded as if the court has already deemed the petitioner that they already are granted it, because you are told that you need to come in to tell them why they shouldn't grant this. So that was like nerve-wracking. Never gone through that before. Did not know what to expect, except I saw some mistakes, right? I don't give a if they have a restraining order on me. I don't care. I don't care. I don't think about them. I only think about this situation because they keep bringing it up and people keep calling me about it. That's the only reason why I think about the situation. Other than that, I am not trying to think about it. I sincerely, from the bottom of my heart, hope that these people get a life. To see everyone get kicked out of the court, I hope that there's some humiliation. I'm not even gonna lie. I hope that causes them not to have a next time, and I could just get on with my life. This little chat, it was long overdue. I plan to resume filming content. I'm going to put up a poll on which of the new foundations I have, which of the new concealers that I have, and you guys can tell me what you would like to see me review. So guys, thank you so much for spending time with me today, and thank you guys so much for your support. I really truly do appreciate it. If you're not yet a Bernie babe, please make sure you go ahead and hit the subscribe button right there. Make sure you turn the notification bell. That way you will be notified every time I upload new videos just like this. Until next time guys, please be safe. Bye.